So I was trying to make the decision if I should do the video that I know is going to take at least an hour, which is the same card I've been holding up for like a week, which is this pick a card for your repressed self, or just a smaller channel message. And the answer I got was both, right? Like, don't nobody want that? Not all at one time. That's really long. So I am going to, now that I have noticed, I have rain coming in 2 hours, thanks to the handy algorithm that tells us everything all the time, whether we want to know it or not. Like it's just in your computers, it's on your phone. But in this case, rain is coming. I feel like it would be more appropriate to do the repressed self one. When it's a little dimmer, like I'm not feeling repressed selfie right now. Not today. I washed my hair. I'm feeling good. Like my crown is on the move, on the up. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull for a channel message now, and then I will be back later this evening with a much different vibration. I'm also sort of intrigued to see if you can see the difference between day me and night me. So a different vibration later on when I do the repressed one. I've been doing readings back to back today. I'm still chugging. Uh, thank y'all for y'all patience. Like they're really good readings. I do wonder if I was to be like, hey, I can tell you the full breakdown of the blueprint for your life and all the lives you had before this one, and put it on a video for you so you can have it forever to refer back to because the information will never get old. But it'll take about 100 days, 120 days to get it. You would think the average person would say, hell yeah, cheat sheet. But that's not really how it's been going. But I will place the blame on myself for treating myself like McReeds, trying to move around with these modern times when what I'm doing is ancient and it's literally like me pulling who knows how much information through my crown. So my turnaround time is varied based on how much time I need to replenish after downloading people's files. Like I got to defrag and stuff. I guess I'm still working on not feeling bad about that. But that's why I'm not accepting any readings right now because I hate disappointing people. I hate being late, but I can't predict turnaround time. Like I said, it'll be to you within them 120 days. But that's not really what most people want to hear. So instead, I am definitely going to be focused on mentorship, the one-on-one for the people who want to go through the nitty-gritty of the process with some hands-on assistance and teaching other people to do it for themselves. So maybe they can pass on that info to somebody else, teach them some cool stuff. And that's just gonna preserve my energy and make sure that I am still getting to do what I love with integrity without me feeling bummed out because I'm slow. I don't really think there is a slow I can have with this job. I am up here comparing myself to people who do readings for like 15 bucks. No judgment. Everybody has their different stuff. But I don't have to calibrate myself to the standard. There's a saying like be in this world but not of it. That's pretty much how I operate in general. Every time I try to like sync myself to the ideas of this world, it doesn't work. Be your alien authentic self. Rock with it. Yes, your circle will get smaller. Things will change around you, but guess what? Everything that you lost will come back and it'll come back with a vibration that matches who you are. So you don't have to hide yourself or be a million different people from one day to the next. I just started hearing Bittersweet Symphony. Oh, that song is so sad if you actually sit down and listen to the words, but I mean, it is called Bittersweet Symphony. So, what's today's collective message? My little mini message I'm hopping in here for. What is today's collective message? Walk away. crazy? Somebody needed a sign. You already heard the message that you need to walk away or leave something behind. This is meant to back that up. You've already been noticing like spiritual guidance saying walk away. And I'm saying that because the firefly, the firebird, like, have you seen the movie The Princess and the Frog where there was like the firefly dude? It's like Raymond is whispering in your ear, walk away all the time. Like you just feel like, but what is thine? What are thine walking away from? Being stuck in a crossroads between what is next for you and the community you're holding on to. You're just biding your time trying to hold on to an old timeline, is what this feels like. You're stalling. Quit stalling. The timeline is still collapsing. You can try to hold on to it. What I just pictured is somebody playing tug of war, but their hands are burning as they're still pulling because everybody that was on their side, originally pulling with them, is now on the opposing side. They're not even in your same favor anymore. And you're still pulling, trying to like get them over to your side or to stay connected to them in some way, shape, or form. And the more that you continue trying to hold on or live an existence that aligns with that, the more it hurts you. I'll make this up. It's holding on to a specific community. That's what you're walking away from. Being stuck. This is giving somebody who's going through their spiritual awakening, but they're like, I ain't asked for this. I liked my life. But did you? It's given more of you were comfortable with what had been established, but you weren't necessarily satisfied. It was a shallow existence. And I have this memory recall frequency playing in the background. This frequency and the genius frequency slept. I've been doing readings all day today, first of all, and that's amazing because I don't usually have that much energy to do so many back to back. Like it tires me out mentally and I start getting migraines. But this, I was like, I pulled like 3 cards earlier and did a whole 30-minute reading. And I ain't even noticed, like, dang, I ain't used the rest of my decks, but was it accurate? Because it's not requiring as much now. And I think that my higher self is having me rewire my brain. I'm fairly sure I've confirmed that, but it's like the synapses are starting to work in different ways so that my gifts come through quicker or without the cards like I wanted them to this whole time. Like I've been working on. Like I teach y'all certain stuff, which I feel like is the basis because you're going to have to figure out your own gifts and play around with it. But at the same time that I'm able to teach all the basics of it, I am being led through learning some more advanced stuff. Like this week, I got led to watch the movie Limitless. Now, in the movie, he has to do a drug for his mind to do some of the stuff that like goes on here. But by the end of the movie, he weans himself off the drug and he's able to do it on his own just because the composition of his brain changed. And I'm like, oh, if that's what we're working with, I can get jiggy with that. So you are being led in a different direction. And it appears it's a relationship. Ain't no way around it. It's a contract. Focus. Like, look at that. The good thing about this relationship is that it's like you will be taken care of in this relationship. You can finally relax. And whatever you were worried about not growing will grow. Because this one is financial. This is blossoming abundance. Like a whole new journey, a whole new path is being given to you because the other one's fallen away. It's not going to be available the same. Some part of you, I want to say like it was a part of yourself, but it could be anything. Like there's a part of you that synced with a part of other people that keep reinforcing your idea that what you have and where you're at is the only way for you to go. Like, yeah, just keep going that way. Keep trying to fix that. Are you afraid of the new path? Is there some fear on the other side there? What are you afraid of? Putting all that work into it for it to just go away like this timeline went away. Interesting. That's not what's meant to happen. It's like the timeline you were on was to build your shell life, to build the foundation for what you're going to build that is in alignment with what you want. Like, what is a good example of this? Y'all know I'm thinking of a movie. Like a character that built their whole life in Moses. That's the best one I could think of, like literally. Like if he would have tried to act like he didn't see those slaves or he didn't run into his sister or anything and kept trying to live his life with the Pharaoh and those people getting beat around him all the time, just knowing all the corruption and stuff that was going on, despite the fact that he was living up there above everybody else and it was looking good, it was going against his soul. Because God had always planted him in that place to see how badly his bloodline was being treated below so that he can make a difference one day and come back and save them. So I'm talking to somebody who is the Moses energy. You were supposed to leave where you're at, go on a journey, and then come back with that let my people go energy because you have fully stepped into your healed self. You are still not in your healed self. And that is what is keeping you clinging to this timeline that's going away. It is a deception. It is a deception that the only way you can win is by doing what you've done before. I don't know why this feels like it has a lot to do with materialism. Sorry. Maybe a certain status in life, a certain amount of money, maybe a job where you made a certain amount of money. It's just holding on to something that you can tell is falling apart. You are grasping at straws, but you are still lingering at the crossroads, thinking like if you don't make a decision one way or the other about how you're going to proceed forward, that you can just keep this momentum at this area, that you can stay safe in this area, and that's not the case. You're being called forth because of a contract to a journey. So once again, thinking Moses. If Moses had not did what God told him to do, to go out until what was that, the desert, he wouldn't have came across that nice family and his wife, his whole wife. He didn't even have a wife where he was. He just had a wig and a brother. Because that wasn't where he belonged. He found family. He found happiness. He found a different type of peace. He literally had access to superpowers after he gave up the timeline where he was taking power from others through slavery or being around others who were in charge of slavery and turning his head. So I'm about to see what you're being called towards at this time. Even though it is a contract and it has to do with now, I definitely know something that is similar to the Moses mission. It's requiring a sacrifice for you to end up with something much greater, but your faith is the test. Are you going to fall into alignment with your ego and what this world is telling you is the right thing? Or are you going to follow the signs and what you're being intuitively told and take a chance? Because even as you are still going about the motions in that other timeline, something doesn't feel right to you. It feels like take these out. Trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. You're still trying to fit yourself into the places that you no longer fit. So, what is the underlying issue here? What is the underlying blockage for this collective? The reason you won't make a decision in the road is because you don't feel confident in your decision making anymore because so much stuff has gone wrong. So there's a part of you that feels like whatever offer you take, whichever direction you go, if you do anything but stand still and try to remain in the energy that you're in, that it'll go wrong, that you are just stuck suffering. There's also kind of a part of you that is putting your own pain aside, trying to pretend like you don't recognize that you're suffering, trying to stick yourself into the box. It's like you're punishing yourself for some reason. Do you not think you deserve love? Do you not think you deserve good things to come to you at some level? Now, my other family members are home. I think that's probably something you need to think on. You're doing everything you're doing with an empty heart, and it's making you feel like this is all there is. You should just stay in this energy and just ride it out because what could be on the other side? Pardon the Red Sea could be on the other side. Part of you is addicted to the suffering because it's afraid of getting joy or happiness and having to lose that again. The idea of going back in the dark is scarier than ever coming out the dark in the first place. Imagine being able to be in the light and then you get put back in a cage again. You don't want to open your heart or open this door and get a glimpse of that to have it fall apart like this again. And I just feel like I'm supposed to be telling you it won't happen again. That's not how this is meant to go. You're being tested on your faith. Do with that what you will. I'm just here to back up what you already heard. Have a good day.